One of the things that can make a really professional film look really unprofessional is when in one scene the sound is really loud and then suddenly it drops out in the second scene. So you want to make sure that every scene has a very similar sound level. So the way that you can do that in After Effects is through looking at the effect controls. So you can actually keyframe any of these effect controls. So for example, if I wanted to change the motion, I can change the position of something by clicking on this little toggle animation button that looks like a stopwatch. And I can change the position of that by making that move over. At this point, I can add another keyframe and I can change the values of these. So what will happen then is that the animation will actually move across the screen. So that's through keyframing. So I can do that with any of my elements. For example, if I go down here to the controls for the volume, there's certain things that automatically get put into the elements for the video. So for example, the motion opacity, the volume, and the panner. What we're going to do is we're going to change the levels so that they fade out at one point. And you can use this in order to equalize the volume throughout a series of video clips. So you can lower and heighten the decibels of the video clip. So I can lower the whole lot of them by just sliding that along. Okay, or I can lower and heighten them at certain points in the same way that I would do a fade in, fade out for the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle that on. In that case I toggled that off. So it's going to be pressed in, so it's toggled on, and that allows me to insert keyframes at certain points. Those points are defined by where my CTI is. So I'm going to give this a little bit more space by moving this over a bit. Okay, so that I can see it a bit better and moving that back a bit. So it's almost like I've got a timeline for my effects here, and just a little preview button for the video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have my CTI at the beginning, and I'm just going to click on that little button. It says Add Remove Keyframe. Then I'm going to move it along a little bit more, and I'm going to insert another keyframe. Now at this stage, I'm actually going to reduce the volume. So what you see is this line go down. So I can actually go through and insert another keyframe and then make it go up again. So I can go in and out based on what time periods I need to. And I would set my CTI at the exact right point by stepping through the frames here, and you'll notice my CTI moves along in the frames. So then I might add another keyframe and reduce it again. So I can reduce it at an exact point. So what happens now is I've got my sound. So it's fading out. Now it's going to fade up again. It's going to get louder. And then suddenly drop off.